Welcome back to the Jack Swarbrick Show. Our next guest is a young man who last weekend helped the Notre Dame men's basketball team do something it had never done before, win at Duke. Bonzie Colson led a terrific team effort in the victory at Duke with a career-high 31 points and 11 rebounds off the bench for his second career double-double. Bonzie followed up that effort against Duke with a 15.5-rebound performance against Virginia Tech in Notre Dame's thrilling 83-81 win over the Hokies on Wednesday night. The enthusiastic manner in which Bonzie has embraced his move from the starting lineup to the team's sixth-man has played a huge role in his team's current three-game ACC winning streak. We are delighted Bonzie was able to find the time to join Jack and Joe on this week's show.
Bonzie, thanks for being with us. Really appreciate it, especially in such a busy week. Another game coming up in about 48 hours here, so we appreciate the time. The introduction referred to. Let's start with the Duke game. You were on fire. You were in the proverbial zone. Just give us a sense of what that game was like and then the rhythm of it.
It was just amazing, man. Just to be able to play at Duke. You know, it has so much tradition and history there. And be able to come out strong and get the win. A great team win was just great for our program. You know, the Cameron Crazies were going wild, yelling and screaming. You know, the fans was, saying, crazy. It was just amazing to get the win there.
What does that environment do for you as a player, right? I mean, you got, as you say, a very charged environment, all focused on being against you.
Yep.
How do you use that energy?
Well, I feel like winning at Duke, I feel like we can win anywhere in that atmosphere. That's the craziest atmosphere in college basketball, I feel. So if we can win there, we can win anywhere in college basketball.
One of the things I love most about watching you is, you might not be the biggest guy on the floor, you might not be the fastest guy on the floor, but you find ways to be productive, especially against guys that might have a reach advantage or a size advantage against you. Against Duke, obviously, like sometimes you had matchups that was the case. How do you stay, productive? How are you successful in those type of situations? And maybe comment on your mindset, just going into an atmosphere like that.
Yeah, one thing I've learned, from my father, he's impacted my life a lot, was just don't get outworked. They tie their shoe just like you tie your shoes, so it doesn't matter, who they are. Just play your heart out, play with that fearless mentality and just do whatever you can to help the team win, block shots, communicate on defense, have confidence on the offense and defensive end. If you have that, you will succeed.
You are constantly called on to go against significantly bigger guys. Yeah. And in the Georgia Tech game, we were very purposefully getting the ball to you in the low post against bigger guys. But your quickness really produces a significant advantage. They couldn't stop you.
Yeah, I mean, with bigger guys, I feel like I have that quickness, helps. And, sometimes they'll double in the post and I can kick out to, VJ, Steve, Meachel, whoever's, open, whoever's diving, so as Zach. So, it opens up the floor and it makes the defense, have a little bit more pressure on them.
I'm curious, what do you see yourself as? Do you see yourself as a big man, or like more as more of a kind of a utility guy? How do you see yourself as a basketball player?
I've always, since high school, I always was the four-man. High school basketball, AAU basketball, I was the four. I came here, being the four because I know how they've developed great, undersized four-mans, and that's one of the reasons why I came here.
The team is playing really well right now. Obviously, we talked about the Duke game, Georgia Tech. Got another opportunity with a home game this Saturday to go to 5-2 in the league, which is just great. How has the team progressed from the start of the year, where frankly we had trouble closing out some games, yep, we were in a position to win, to where it's playing with such confidence now?
Well, Coach Bray said in the beginning of the season, we're going to be a work in progress, and I feel like right now we're really finding our identity. We're knowing ourselves, and we have each other's backs, and we've been through a lot early in the year, but that's helped us growing as a program. And once we have great leaders as Demetrius, Zach, and Steve, and Berg, Austin Burgett, that helps us have confidence in ourselves.
We're starting to talk a little bit about the mentality of this team. When I think about this team, it's been extremely resilient the last couple games. How do you stay motivated and aggressive, in an environment where there's 28 lead changes at Duke or 28 one-possession games at Duke, and then you come back from over 5 down in the end of the Virginia Tech game. How do you come back in a game like that against great opponents?
Well, we've been in a lot of situations where we've been down. We were down 18 points against, I think it was Pittsburgh. So we've been through a lot of situations where we've been down. We just have to stay composed and believe that, no matter what the score is at that time, we are going to win that game. Like I said before, having that leadership of DJ and Zach, that helps, and Steve, that helps us, that, we're going to win this game. And, they're great communicators on the court, and it's great to have them as leaders.
I'm not exactly sure where we rank as of the time we're taping this, but I know last weekend we were #1 in the country in adjusted offensive efficiency.
Mm-hmm.
The most efficient offense in the country. What are the keys to that? Why is Notre Dame able to achieve that?
Well, I feel like it starts with our guards. Our 1 and 2, Demetrius and Steve, they're always in attack mode. And, having Matt, start the 4, we can spread out, and spread out the defense more. And, screening and rolling and screening away from the guy puts so much pressure on the defense. And then, when Zach and myself's in the game, we attack the glass. So it gets more pressure on defense, having VJ as a shooter. So we have so many options where we can go on the offensive end. And, we've been really gelling with that, doing well.
What's the biggest adjustment for you this year? Playing more minutes. You had your career high in points against Duke. Have you changed your approach at all? Just becoming more of a focal point on this team, and just how has that affected your season this year?
I just, ever since last year, just tried doing just all the little things to help the team win. Like I said, communicate, diving on loose balls, blocking shots, hitting shots when needed. So my role was just, I knew I was going to play more, so I was getting, on the treadmill more, working out with, what I strength and conditioning coach. So just being able to, do whatever I can do to help the team win.
Is this something, that mindset, is that something, you talked a little bit about your dad, but from a young age, you were always that way? Because, you see, especially in high-level sports today, you don't always see the selfless player.
Yeah. Well, I feel like, playing the game of basketball is or any sport is a blessing, so you can't take it for granted. To be able to play the game every day with, your teammates that you love is a great opportunity for yourself and for your family and for the team. So, you got to go out there and play like it's your last game, and I do that every game.
Well, while I love the outcome against Georgia Tech, the game was representative of the way it's being officiated today, right? There were a lot of fouls called in that game, and it seemed like every time you were able to turn the corner and drive to the basket, there was going to be a foul or a bucket. How's it changed this year? How do you feel about the change in emphasis in the rules?
Yeah, the rule change has definitely, changed the game for, every team in the country. You got to be able to slide your feet without fouling. You got to be able to show your hands on the defensive end. You can't nudge. It's just you got to be able to be more conscious on the defensive end, and it puts a lot of pressure on the defense, knowing that this rule has changed.
So I definitely understand how you play the game. It's a way that I like to play the game in football, and it makes me appreciate you that much more. How do you get away from basketball, or do you ever? Because I felt that was something that I struggled with, and I'm just kind of curious how you are away from the court if you ever relax.
Well, I'm energetic. Sam was on the court, just love to have fun. But I was born into this game, so it's really hard for me, not to be able to watch, an NBA game or a college basketball game. I'm always, doing something involved in basketball because I was born into it. I talk to my dad, my friends, our teammates. We watch games together. We play 2K16. So we're always, just together doing something basketball related.
All right, that's an interesting question. Who's the best NBA 2K, which is a video game for the readers or the viewers rather that might not know? Who's the best 2K player on the team?
Me.
Come on.
No, without a question, me.
I don't know if I believe you on that one.
We can do randoms. It doesn't matter. I'm the best player.
We're gonna have to have somebody call in.
The confidence he just demonstrated.
I was gonna say it was an immediate.
Is why he's so
2K,
good.
2K, yeah. FIFA, probably Zach, Torres, or Matt, but 2K's me.
All right, we'll do some more research.
I'm buying it. I believe it. Next basketball guest we'll check that out with. But I'm buying it. You mentioned your dad, very successful college player, college coach. So part of your time you were at BC, right?
Yeah.
Your dad was an assistant there, and you were in that environment. How does it feel when you play him?
Oh, I love it, man. Being in that gym just brings back so many memories. I just look around and just remember sitting at that seat, during the games with all the other coaches' families. I remember just being on the court, rebounding for the players. I was just so involved, with that team and, with the program. So going back there and, being able to have my family, my cousins, my friends be able to watch me play is a blessing.
The outcome was especially sweet.
Oh, yeah.
There, right?
There's nothing better than, winning there, especially in my case.
Good.
Maybe talk a little bit about the upcoming game against BC this weekend. Just how you feel about how the game is going to go and how the team is playing right now.
Oh, well, and the ACCMI is the best conference in the country, and you can't take no team lightly. Like this has been up and down with the rankings and teams losing. So we beat them before, but that's in the past. We got to worry about them now. We can't take them lightly, and it's a new game. We got to just go out there and do what we have to do to win.
Is there a specific thing you guys are saying right now? Just try to keep the troops motivated, try to keep the guys focused on the task at hand, not get complacent with a couple key victories in the past few weeks.
We got to just keep rolling, stay in character, and we can't take them lightly. That's something we can't do. We can't let when we beat them by I think it was 25. We can't let that affect how we play Saturday. That game's over with. It's a new game. So we got to focus. We're a new team.
The score doesn't follow.
Yeah, exactly.
25 points.
I'm not starting. I was starting BC, so it's a whole different dynamic, to the game. So it was different.
We talked about the offensive efficiency of the team, but in several of the recent locker rooms, post-game victory locker rooms, coaches emphasize at the end of the day we won because we got key stops at the end of the game. Yep. Talk a little bit about the evolution of the team defensively and its defensive identity this year.
Yeah, well, 3 stops, we call it a kill. And, the past games, where we've lost, we've got 2 stops, but we couldn't get that third. And I feel like the past couple games, we've grown in that department where we've got that third stop by taking the charge, by gaining a rebound, by diving for loose balls. And that's why I feel like we've grown as a team. We're able now to get those 3 stops through just being able to communicate better. Like we didn't do that in the beginning of the season, being able to trust each other defensive end. And we're doing that now, and that's what I feel like is making us improve to get that third stop, which is the kill.
Well, here's to a rest of the season full of 3 stops.
Yes, definitely.
And continued offensive efficiency and continued great play by you, Bonds. We appreciate everything you're doing for this program to help make it successful. Thanks for being with us today, and good luck.
Thank you.
Thanks, Bonzie.
We'll be back in a minute.